Hey guys, today we're installing the Juicebox 100 from Genesis Offroad into the bed of my Ram 2500. But before we head out to the truck, I want to show you exactly what comes with it and how to prep it for installation. So first off, what is the Juicebox? This is a true full-featured, pre-wired dual battery system completely contained in this rugged portable box. It gives you the same premium quality that Genesis Offroad is known for, but in a package that you can install into absolutely anything that needs extra power. Now, when your order arrives, you'll notice that the Juicebox and the battery actually ship separately. Now, that might seem a little odd if you're thinking about this as just another portable power station, but the Juicebox is different. Traditional portable power stations are completely sealed up, so if you open the case, you're going to void the warranty. We engineered the Juicebox to be completely serviceable, upgradable, and customizable. So opening this thing up is by design. The Juicebox 100 is powered by this Dakota Lithium 100 amp hour battery that carries a massive 11-year warranty. So realistically, you won't need to mess with it for a really long time. But if you ever needed to replace a component or upgrade the charger or swap out one of these outlets for a new style that doesn't even exist yet, the Juicebox lets you do that. Now, the installation itself is incredibly straightforward. You're just going to find a spot to mount the Juicebox securely. Now, you can use these simple brackets that come with it and bolt it onto the front and the back of the case right here. Or you can pick up a mount from the mounting company, or you can fabricate your own custom brackets. And then you're going to take this power harness that's included, and this end with the heavy-duty fuse is going to run up to your vehicle's cranking battery. And then the other end plugs into the Anderson connector on the Juicebox. And that's literally it. And here's the best part. That process never changes. Today it's going to the bed of my Ram, but it's the exact same job whether you're putting it into the back of an SUV or under the seat of a boat or inside of an RV storage compartment. You're going to find a spot, secure it, run the power cable to your cranking battery, and you're good to go. Same steps every single time. Just a quick reminder, the battery does not come fully charged, so you need to either charge it up with a lithium battery charger or just let the REDARC charger handle it while you drive for the first few hours after installing it. All right, let's get started by taking this cover off, and then we'll get the battery in there. Okay, now with the cover off, you can see a little bit more of what's going on inside here. Here you can see the bus bars and the power outlets on this side that are wired up to the bus bars with an inline fuse. I left this side over here all open for you, so if you want to mount your own inline fuses or even solenoids or even extra fuse blocks over here, you got lots of room to work with inside of here. The second shelf has the REDARC Alpha charger here. You've got the Alpha charger's main fuse coming into it right here and the smart shunt over on this side. Here you can see the wires that we're going to hook up to the battery. So since these battery connections are down low in the Juicebox and these posts are up on top of the battery, I think the easiest way to do this is slide your battery over in front of here, lean the Juicebox down this way, and then we're going to pick up the Juicebox and slide it down over the battery from this orientation. And I'll give you one quick tip before you do that. The Juicebox is designed to very tightly hug this battery. Okay, so it's a really tight fit to get it in there. So if you're having a little bit of trouble, if it's a little bit too tight, let me show you a trick to open this Juicebox up. Like we said earlier, the Juicebox is designed to be serviceable and upgradable. So it's completely normal if you need to disassemble some things in here to work on things. So we're going to loosen the nuts that are on the side with the power outlets and the charger facing the exterior. All four of those nuts are easy to get to. So I don't want to remove those. I just want to loosen them up to the edge of their threads. And the lower shelf. Okay, now you can tell that the case will open up just a little bit. So now let's lean the Juicebox down this way, pick it up, and slide it over our battery. Okay, when you get the battery started, you're going to see these little tabs on the left and right side These are designed to hug the battery so it doesn't slide back and forth this way. So if you need to reach in there and press that back just a little bit, then you can slide it over the battery. So now let's talk about these bolts that came with the Dakota lithium battery. These right here have a captured washer and lock nut on them, but the threads are very short. So they're about long enough for one lug to go through and then screw into the battery, but there's really not enough room for the 2 wires on the positive side. So the negative one is going to use one of the bolts that came in the little bag with the battery. And then for the positive side, you're going to look in the hardware bag that came with the Juicebox. And we've got a slightly longer bolt with a lock washer. That's going to go through the small ring terminal first, and then the larger one, and then we'll go into the battery. Okay, we'll tighten that one down with a 15mm socket. And then again, the bolt that came with the battery will go through the negative lug and into the battery post. Tighten that one down. Okay, let's pull these insulating covers back down over these posts. Make sure you cover that up completely. We're ready to stand it back up. And if you needed to loosen these bolts, let's go ahead and tighten those up now. Okay, the case all secured. Before we put the cover on, let me just show you how to access the shunt. When you get ready to calibrate the REDARC RedVision app, you might need to access the button on top of the shunt. So you just reach your hand in here and you'll be able to feel a little button on top of there and just press that to activate the Bluetooth pairing mode. All right, let's get our cover on here. Now take a look inside of the cover. You're going to notice there's a couple of little insulating pads inside here. Those pads need to be on the side with the battery posts. So we're going to slide the cover on right here. And let's get the screws in it. All right, we got it all together. Now, if you want to use the Juicebox as a portable power station, you're ready to go. You just pick this up and take it where you want to go and plug into the power and USB outlets on the front here. But I'm going to show you how to get this installed in the back of my Ram pickup truck. Now, the process is going to be the same regardless of what you're installing it into. You're going to bolt the Juicebox down securely, run the cable from the power input port back up to the cranking battery, and that's all there is to it. So let's get started in the back of the Ram. Okay, a couple things to think about when you're planning where you're going to install the Juicebox. Let's think about access to the ports on the front and your status lights for the charger. And the other side is where you're going to route your wires into it to access the bus bars. So if you have a camper shell on your truck and the Juicebox is going to be used to power all the electronics, the electrical accessories, lights, and all your camping gear that's mounted in your camper topper, then maybe you want to have the access to the wire entry ports a little bit more accessible. Okay, so I might turn it this way, or I might pull it away from the bed of the truck just so I can reach my hand in here, get wires routed in here. And also think about where you're going to route your wires into the truck bed. So I've got these little access panels that are covered up with bed liner, but you could cut that away or drill another hole. So think about where your wires are going to be coming into the Juicebox. So once you got it in the position where you want it, you're going to take your simple little mounting brackets here, and those can go onto the Juicebox. Now you can drill right down through the mounting surface. Obviously, make sure you have access to get a nut on the bottom side to get the brackets mounted securely. Or let's say you want to have the power outlets a little bit more accessible. Maybe I want to turn it this direction so that I can reach over from the side of the bed and access the 12 volt and the USB ports. Or maybe I want to put the Juicebox at the back of the bed for tailgating or for plugging in my fridge. So if I want to plug in a fridge from this direction, then maybe I want those ports a little bit more accessible. So I can come in this way. And of course your plug is going to be sticking out a little bit. So you want to be aware of what's going to be up against it. So just take all those things into consideration when you're thinking about where you're going to mount it. And also the brackets have a little bit of adjustability on where it mounts to the Juicebox. So you notice on a lot of truck beds, you've got these this ribbed floor. So when you bolt this up to the Juicebox, you can actually slide the bracket left and right a little bit. So you've got a little bit of adjustability here so that you can get onto one of these ribs or slide it all the way over so I can get 2 holes on the ribs. So you've got a little bit of adjustability built in there. Maybe you don't want to bolt it down to the floor. The other option is you could lay it over on its side and bolt it up against the bulkhead of the bed. So, but just remember that the posts on the battery are over here on this side of the charger. If you're looking at the front of the juice box, the battery posts are going to be on the right side of it. So you could lay this thing down on its side this way. Again, so that the posts are facing up. Slide it up against the bed of the truck, and now you can mount your brackets vertical. Maybe you've got molly panels on your truck bed, or even over here on the side. If you got molly panels, you can bolt those brackets right to the molly panels. But of course, if you mount it on the side like this, again, also think about your power input cable. So this power harness is going to plug into the juice box right here, and then of course route back up to your cranking battery. So you're going to think about access to these ports too. So if you want to lay it down on the side with the battery posts facing up, then maybe you want to slide the juice box all the way over to that side of the bed so that the wires coming into it are protected and just kind of out of the way. And then the 12-volt outlets are more accessible on this side. So just a few things to think about. So I think for our purposes, I like the idea of having my wires up against this side and my outlets facing this way, so that I can slide my fridge over and plug it in, because my fridge is going to stay over here on this side of the bed. And I've still got it far enough away from the side over here that I can bring my power cord in and I can plug that right in the bottom port. And I've still got plenty of room for cable management and access to my solar panel port in the future. Okay, once you got the box mounted where you want it to go, we're just going to route the cable through a hole in the bed, down below the truck and along the frame rail, back up to the cranking battery. But just remember, while this cable is plugged in, the other end is going to be hot because that's connected to the battery. So while we're running this cable, let's just unplug this from the juice box, leave that disconnected, and let's go route the rest of the cable up to the battery. Okay, before we go plug this in, just real quick, we also sell these harnesses by themselves. So if you want to move the juice box from one vehicle to another one, you can just pick up an extra harness, run it from the cranking battery back to where you want to put it, unplug it, plug it into the next vehicle, and you're ready to go. Okay, now we can plug the cable back into the juice box. And then if you have solar panels, you can go ahead and connect those now. Just remember, you'll just need the 50 amp Anderson plug. That's going to plug right into that second Anderson port on the back. Then when you're ready to run your electrical wires in here, you're going to take this little access panel off to get to the bus bars. So when thinking about running your electrical accessory wires in here, for example, let's say you want to put an extra 12-volt outlet somewhere in the back of the truck for constant on power. Think about if your harness that you're wired up in here has an inline fuse like this one, you're probably not going to be able to fit that through the access port on the side of the juice box, right? So you may need to run the wire harness this direction. So just run your harness in through here, poke it through the little access grommets, and then pull the harness through from this side. Okay, route that into your lights or your outlet or whatever it is that you're wiring up. Then your ring terminals are going to go onto the positive and negative bus bar, and you got room inside of here for your little inline fuse holder. So if you ever needed to service it, you can get to it from inside of here. Last thing we need to do is just download the REDARC RedVision apps on your smartphone to connect to both the Alpha Charger and the Smart Shunt. It's 2 different devices that you'll need to connect. For more info on the RedVision app, we do have a detailed video that we'll link to in the description below that'll walk you right through step by step how to configure the RedVision app. Okay, so now we're all done. So now the way this works is when you start at the engine turns on the REDARC charger, and the charger charges the lithium battery inside of here, so that all the accessories that you've got plugged into the front or you've got wired up to the bus bar will run from this battery alone, and those devices will not drain down your cranking battery. And as soon as you turn the engine off, that turns the charger off, so there's not going to be any draw on your cranking battery. But let's say something happens, all batteries eventually die. If your cranking battery is too low for whatever reason and can't start the engine, in the REDARC RedVision app, you can put the charger into a reverse charge mode. That means it'll take power out of this battery to help charge your cranking battery for 15 minutes to help you start the engine. So that's it, we're all done. Did I miss anything? Is there any steps along the way that you'd like some more detail about? If you have any questions at all, please leave us a comment down below. Also, we would love to see how you're using the Juicebox. There's a wide range of applications for this. So please send us some pictures. We want to check out what you're doing with the Juicebox. Leave us a review on the website or email us at info@genesisoffroad.com if you have any questions. And thanks for watching.